Turn the key, lock the front door. Close the blinds and the curtains shut. Start the shower to wash the day away. Day's done, nothing more to say. Keep it simple, keep it safe. Don't be lazy, don't be late. Just keep moving to forget what you're losing. Now roll up the blinds, pull back the curtains. Turn on the tap to fill my blue watering can. Smell the sweet fragrance of flowers starting to bloom. Keep it simple, keep it safe. Don't be lazy, don't be late. Just keep moving to forget what you're losing. Just keep on surviving, and one day you'll start thriving. Just keep on surviving, and one day you'll start thriving. Keep it simple, keep it safe. Don't be lazy, don't be late. Just keep moving to forget what you're losing, what you're losing. Turn the key, lock the front door behind you. Let the brightness seep in within. What a joy to have fresh air on your skin. Time to chase this life you've been given.
Hi, welcome to Live in Sydney. We're thrilled to be here with our friends at KGC. That is Korean Red Ginseng, and this is Korean Red Ginseng with pomegranate. It's sweet, but not too sweet, and most importantly, energetic. Find them on social media and on their website. Give it a try. So first of all, welcome to the show, Abigail. It's great to have you with us.
Great, thank you so much for having me.
Awesome to be here with you. Now, the first song we just heard, what was that? Can you tell us a bit about it?
It was simple, both in song and in title.
And in meaning.
And in meaning. It's a song I wrote a few years ago. It's on my debut EP, and I wrote it back when I was living in an apartment in the city of Sydney. And it's one of those apartments where everyone has their little veranda with some pot plants and everyone is kind of like checking out everyone else's pot plants, or through their windows if you're a bit creepy. And I had some plants that I was just so bad at remembering to water, and I would see every day that one of my neighbours would come out without fail to water his plants with a little watering can that was blue. Mm-hmm. And I actually referenced that in my song.
I heard that part.
Blue watering can. And it just made me think about how even when life gets really overwhelming, that there are always just little things we can do to just kind of put things back in motion. And by looking after our plants, or just having a shower and just like washing away the stress of the day, or just forcing ourselves to go outside, that even when life gets really tough, we just got to keep putting one foot in front of the other.
Right.
And then we'll be okay.
That's so sweet. I mean, it's sort of like the simple things in life make everything easier, I guess. Just baby steps, right?
Yeah.
You know what it sounds a bit like? Taylor Swift's Safe and Sound. Pretty sure that was her.
Whoa, yes.
Yeah. Which gets me thinking, because I know you're a huge Swiftie.
I am.
Guilty as charged?
Yes, I'm a massive Swiftie. I really love Safe and Sound. It's a beautiful song. And yeah, I just really love her music and who she is as an artist as well.
Would you say that maybe she's your biggest inspiration?
Yes. Yeah. I used to be nervous to say that because I went to music school, and I think it was a bit uncool to say that Taylor Swift was the biggest inspiration. It needed to be some cool jazz person. But now I'm just embracing it. She taught me what heartbreak was, so I owe it to her.
How long have you been a Swiftie then?
I remember Fearless came out when I was in year 6. I remember hearing Love Story on Dancing with the Stars.
Wow, God, it's been a while.
It's been a while. And I remember being like, oh, this is a cool song. And then the next day at school, everyone was like, Love Story, Taylor Swift. Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing. It's been so long then.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Do you have any other artists that you sort of admire and are influenced by?
Yeah. I really love Lizzie McAlpine, who I was mentioning before, who I think is just kind of breaking through in the US. There's a song of hers called Apple Pie, which you should all listen to. Oh, it's just so beautifully done, where it's just everything is just very simple, but just put together so beautifully. There's also so many Aussie artists that I really love, like Missy Higgins.
Oh, yeah.
And, oh, wow, I'm having mind blanks. I have so many that I love. Greta Ray.
Oh, okay.
I feel like she's like a year younger than me, and I just wish we could be friends. She's great.
That's cool. It's always interesting admiring someone who's a bit younger than you. I want to grow up to be you, but I'm older than you.
She performed at the Arias last week and killed it. And I was like,
damn, that's
you
so
go, girl.
Cool.
You go.
That must have been really awesome, I guess, seeing your idol there performing.
Yeah, it was really cool.
So what genre would you say that all these artists are, and what genre would you peg yourself as, maybe?
Oh, I think some of these artists, I feel like Taylor Swift is all the genres, basically.
All the genres.
Except for metal. I haven't seen her try that yet, but who knows?
She's had her evolutions.
She has. I feel like some of them are more poppy, but I also love artists that really focus on storytelling. So I would call myself indie folk.
Oh, okay, right.
So a bit less pop, but yeah, just focus on stories and like pretty melodies, and just generally like simple arrangements is what I like to do.
I guess that plays into the fact that you consider yourself a singer-songwriter. So you do original pieces, right?
Yeah.
What's that like, the whole writing process of it all?
Well, I feel like songwriting, for me, it happens a lot with lyrics first and then melodies and like chords later. But I feel like no two songs started out the same. So like some of my songs, I've had some phrases in my notes app in my phone for like ages, and then I kind of piece it all together. And other songs, I would just sit down and just write, and they just
come out.
They just happen.
They flow.
They're the best ones because it just feels so effortless, but it isn't always effortless. Sometimes it is a few months of just thinking through things, and then it finally comes together.
How do you piece together the story and the melodies? Do they sort of come together naturally, or does it take some sort of trial and error with that?
Yeah. I could say with Simple, I remember finding a voice memo from when I first wrote it, and the melody and the chorus was quite different. So I think generally when I have lyrics, melodies just come, which sounds really...
Well, I mean, it's the best way to go, really. It's the best way to be.
Come. But then I feel like there's normally a melody that I kind of find, but then sometimes I'll workshop it. So if the melody in the chorus is feeling too similar to the melody in the verse, I might workshop it a bit. Or to kind of make a climax of the song, I might rework the melody so it fits what I'm trying to portray for the storyline of the song.
Right. And what instruments do you play on? Just acoustic guitar or?
So, yeah, acoustic guitar is where I've kind of found myself. I grew up playing piano.
Oh, okay.
And then I started at music school and felt a bit out of place. And then my parents kind of dragged me along to a folk festival, and I fell in love, and I was like, oh, this is the kind of music I need to be making. So then when I was 19, my family gave me a guitar. I just touched the microphone. I'm sorry.
All good.
I got given a guitar for my birthday and then started learning guitar, and basically was like, couldn't really find people to accompany me for my gigs because they liked my music, but they all had other genres that they were more wanting to spend their time doing. So I was like, I might as well
do it myself.
Yeah. So I learned to play guitar. I think my first gig, I had only been playing for like a year and a half at the most. I don't know how I pulled it off. It was a fluke. So yeah, piano, then guitar, and recently I've been learning a bit of ukulele as well, just to
so cool.
Kind of...
Bit of a niche, isn't it?
Yeah. Dodie's another influence. Back to that other question. She, I feel like, really kind of owns the ukulele with her music.
Yeah. That's so nice. Yeah, there's I think there's a line in one of your songs about someone playing the piano. I think maybe a boy that you're interested in, something.
Well, that's actually the song. The next. Is that a...
Yeah, what's that about? Can you tell us a bit about that?
This next song is More Than You Know, and I actually wrote it about 2 years ago when I became an auntie for the first time.
Oh.
So I have 4 older siblings, and they all have beautiful partners, and my big sister had a baby girl about 2 years ago, and I had a show 12 days after she was born, so I was like, I'm going to write a song, which I decided after she was born. In her honour. So I wrote this song, More Than You Know, so hopefully she'll grow up knowing just how loved she is and that it's more than she could ever comprehend. But the line about, when you're older, will you be tall like your father? Or will you learn to play piano like your mother? Because me and my siblings all grew up playing piano. So
that's so
wanted to tie that in there.
Oh, that's really sweet. Oh my God, I love that. Wow, she's really lucky then.
I love her a lot.
What's the song called?
It's called More Than You Know.
So small yet so much more to you that we will see. we've waited since you came to be. So small, you're more special than you know. So now grow, grow, grow. Many months we've waited to hold you close. In aching arms we see you in the light. Right now you are sleeping and I can't wait to see you leaping and tell you that you're loved more than you know. When you're older, will you be tall like your father? Will you learn to play piano like your mother? Oh, all the wondrous things you do. So promise to be true to you. Many months we've waited to hold you close. In aching arms we see you in the light. Right now you are sleeping and I can't wait to see you leaping and tell you that you're loved more than you know. One day you'll fall in love. Maybe love will fall over you. One day you'll make a mistake you can't erase, but don't worry, we'll walk you through. One day you'll wonder why you were born, but don't cry, we'll tell you why and how you've been loved since day one, more than you know. Many months we've waited to hold you close. In aching arms we see you in the light. Right now you are sleeping and I can't wait to see you leaping and tell you that you're loved more than you know. More than you know.
So we just heard More Than You Know. That was amazing. It's such a beautiful melody. One of my favorites from you, definitely.
Thank you.
And that was another original, right?
Yes, yeah.
So how many of your songs are originals versus covers? Do you do any covers at all?
So tonight it's just 3 originals, but I think some of my gigs, if I'm doing more background music, I will do a mixture of covers and my own songs. So yeah, but I always love the gigs where I can just play my own songs and where I can talk about them. So yeah,
it's gotta be the best though.
Yeah.
But when you do cover, what kind of songs do you usually pick?
Ooh, it varies. I'm talking about Taylor Swift a lot. There's always new Taylor Swift songs. Sometimes I try and see how many Taylor Swift songs I can get away with before people start to notice.
It's a diehard fan right there.
She just released a 10-minute song and I'm building up the courage to play that at a gig and just like it will just keep on going, and
Wow.
I don't know how well it will go. Anyway, one of my favourite covers to play is Time After Time.
Oh, okay. The classic.
The classic. The version I play is inspired by Cyndi Lauper. Oh, sorry, not Cyndi Lauper.
Well,
She's
she's the
who wrote
original.
it. Sorry,
Yeah.
Eva Cassidy. So it's a lot more
Haven't heard of her.
chill. I like that one. I also, the well-known Crazy in Love, but I play like a much more chilled version. So just a few of your like favourite kind of popular songs. I just play like a really relaxed kind of slightly folky
Give it a
version.
different vibe.
Yeah.
Speaking of vibes, I gotta touch on your aesthetic, the whole aesthetic that you go for. We did talk about it a bit before, but maybe you could just talk about it a little bit more. Just to put some grounding on it.
Yeah. So I think it took me a while to kind of figure out what my aesthetic was, because I think I mentioned before I went to music school, and I remember going there and realised that it was kind of all the slightly alternative people from all the different schools around Sydney all kind of lumped together. And I have never dyed my hair. I have not done drugs. I only have like earrings here. Like I don't have any other piercings. I just felt very clean and bland. And
So you're like a total misfit, but in like the opposite way.
Yeah. They're all lovely people. I'm majorly stereotyping them now. But I just, I think I was told I was very vanilla, like very beige, which is okay. So I think initially I was wondering whether I needed to kind of
Be more like edgy and
be a bit
stuff,
more, be more edgy, but it just is so not me. But I heard of something called cottagecore aesthetic, which I realised just fit what I already like was wanting to be, like very floral, lots of flowy dresses, like long hair if it's a bit messy. It's just part of the aesthetic. And I said before about Claire Bowen off camera, an artist who lives in America but grew up in Australia, and I love how she just embraces her style of like wearing glitter on her face and sparkles and feathers in her hair and just flowy dresses, and just she just is very much her own person. I feel like that really helped me realise that I didn't have to fit the mould of edgy music school kid.
Well, obviously it comes very naturally for you. I mean, it fits you very well.
Thank you.
And I think it sort of comes together with the whole folksy genre as well. It's really fitting.
There's a lot of beautiful folk artists in Australia, and also a lot of country women in their 30s or so who I really look up to, like Amber Lawrence and Casey Chambers, and they just look like wonderful women who are just themselves, and I really like that.
Yeah, that's so good. I mean, it's really important to have those idols, those figures that you look up to, but you're not country yourself, are you, right?
No,
you don't consider yourself that.
I sometimes like to, I love country artists, but I feel like I'm not quite there. I'd say much more on the folk side of things. So I've never really figured out how to sing with like a twang, country twang, which you don't need to do to sing in country. But I remember growing up, I did a lot of Stedfords. It's like singing performances where like your mum takes you, you put on your red lipstick and you stand in front of a stage shaking, and then you get judged and all in your age group. And I remember being in the country section and being marked down because I didn't have a country twang. So
it's so like bizarre, but I guess
it was very bizarre. They're like, beautiful voice, but you could work on your twang.
Wow. It's got to be weird to hear. But I guess it's such a nuanced genre, I guess, that it's, obviously you need certain things to fit the bill, maybe. But apart from that, what have you got coming up in terms of releases and gigs? Anything we can look forward to?
Yeah, so the song you just heard, More Than You Know, I've actually recently recorded, and it's being mastered in a few days. I think once this is
Whoa.
aired, it'll be mastered. So
God,
then
so exciting.
It's very exciting. So there's that song and one other that I'll be releasing early next year. No set dates just yet, but
It's in the works.
it's almost there.
Yeah.
And then hopefully we'll be able to record more music next year as well. It's been a bit of a delay with lockdown.
Understandable.
Recording in a studio wasn't quite an essential service, unfortunately. And as for gigs, I will be doing a headline show early next year. But as for now, I regularly play around Sydney doing a variety of gigs, sometimes on a stage, sometimes in a corner of a courtyard, sometimes
Here, there, and everywhere.
here, there and everywhere. So I'm around.
It's really good though. What's it feel like having, something coming out like your EP so close? How are you preparing for that?
I think it's something that I'm very excited for, because it's been about 2 years since I've released any music. I released my debut EP November 2019, and then there's been a pandemic, and then
It's been a short while.
yeah, and so the pandemic delayed it, and also I was kind of tossing up between which direction I should go with my next release, trying to decide if I'd stick more folky or go more pop. So it took me a while to kind of just bite the bullet and just record something that I wanted to record. But it's just so exciting, because these are songs that I've played so often at my own gigs and shows, and I'm really excited that finally they'll be online, so people who aren't in Sydney can listen to them, and especially the one I just sang, because it's a song I wrote for my little niece. It'll be a song that she can have like growing up and
Forever, pretty much. Yeah, that's so sweet.
Yeah, I was so nervous before I recorded the songs, just because I find being in the studio just very gigs I'm fine at, but recording in a studio I find very nerve-wracking. Yeah. But my mum told me, she said, Abby, it's art and you're giving a gift to your little niece and to the person the other song's about. Ooh. Secret. She's like, you're giving them a gift that they will be able to keep forever and pass on to like their children. And I was like,
wow, that's a lot of pressure on your shoulders suddenly.
That's very deep, Mum.
Yeah, very deep.
No, she's very good at grounding me and helping me to keep things in perspective.
That's amazing though. I mean, it'll be so cool to see that release, and I'm sure you'll get a pretty big following from that when it does come out. Yeah.
I don't know.
Fingers crossed.
Who knows?
Who knows, yeah. Well, anyway, where can we wind you on social media?
So my Instagram is Abigail Wighton. And my Facebook is Abigail Wighton, but I think the handle is Abigail Wighton Music, just because there's another Abigail Wighton in the world who isn't me.
Abigail Wighton Music, noted.
Yeah.
Look it up.
Yes, basically everything. If you type in Abigail Wighton, you'll find me.
Awesome, awesome. So what is this last song we're going to hear from you?
This last song is called Unless, and I wrote it for a bushfire fundraiser in early 2020. How crazy that we had bushfires. I feel like sometimes I forget that happened.
Yeah, I think a lot of people do.
Yeah. So I wanted to like make a comment on climate change and just how powerless I felt and how I felt that there are just always so many people with so many ideas about what we should be doing to prevent bushfires or to help solve the climate crisis. And I just was really frustrated. So I was just like, I can write a song about it though. I was inspired by a quote from The Lorax, which is a book by Dr. Seuss.
I'm familiar.
You very good. And there's a quote in the book that says, "Unless someone like you cares a whole awful lot, it's never going to get better. It's not." And that is what informed the start of my chorus. So Dr. Seuss, I owe you some royalties. If any,
Some credit.
not that it's out, not that there are any royalties to be had. And I think one of the lines I'm proud of is, "Would you hear me out if I had a solution, or are you tired of opinion pollution?" Which is my take on the fact that everyone has their own opinion on whether we need to use metal straws or a reusable coffee cup.
If it helps at all.
If it helps at all, should we all live off the grid?
Right, right.
Should we all...
A lot of debate.
So many debates.
It's amazing though, I mean, especially that line and everything you've added in. It's really meaningful, obviously, and really good wordplay there.
Thank you.
It's just a great song all around.
Thanks so much.
Pointing fingers, but who's to blame? We shed the guilt, bear the shame. Too many vacant chairs at dining tables, and we're running out of fables. Unless someone like you or me cares to change the things we see, we're stuck here, paralyzed by fear. Can it be reversed? This harm we've caused, we've lost this summer by closing outdoors. But would you hear me out if I had a solution? Or are you tired of opinion pollution? Ooh. Unless someone like you or me cares to change the things we see, we're stuck here, paralyzed by fear. Can a glass coffee cup help that much when our world is burning? No future to touch. Our choices enough. Let's start now. Our resolutions come together, make a revolution. Work hard, find a solution. Let's start now. Our resolutions come together, make a revolution. Work hard, find a solution. Unless someone like you or me cares to change the things we see, we're stuck here, paralyzed by fear. Can a glass coffee cup help that much when our world is burning? No future to touch. Our choices enough. Our choices enough.